Hey guys, the footage you're about to see is done by a professional. I've been doing this for over 25 years. This footage is for entertainment value only. Please do not try this at home.
So you want to shoot fast, huh? I'm finally waking up today. A lot of people ask me, well, how do I get to the next level? Well, you get to the next level by being the first one on the range and the last one to leave.
Hi, I'm Jerry Miculek and welcome to this episode of Shoot Fast. What we have today is the Mossberg 930 semi-automatic shotgun, which you see in front of you of all the 12 gauge models. This is my competition gun that I have used for the last 2.5 years. This is a standard 930 field gun that I modified to open division. Give you an idea of what an open division gun is. I can run an optic. I can have a muzzle brake. This, by the way, is a Mossberg muzzle brake. I can have as long of an extension as I want. I hold as many rounds as I want. The way you see this one set up, it actually holds 14 rounds. It's set up for speed loaders. I put a high comb stock on it so it'll co-witness with the aiming vortex razor that I have on the barrel. One thing I like about it, the safety is mounted up on the top of the receiver here. It's really fast to put off and on. When we shoot multi-gun matches, when you leave the shotgun, you always have to have it on safe or the action open or completely empty. So the safety on the top is a big benefit. It's very fast to get to, very fast to use. It also has a trigger stop for over travel. This one is shot a ton of ammunition, so just a great open gun. And this is another open division Mossberg. It's set up with the X-rail attachment on it. Holds 24 rounds when it's totally loaded, so almost a complete box of shells in one package. Another feature about the Mossberg shotguns, they are drilled and tapped for scope mount. So if you want to put a scope or put a red dot mount and use a smaller red dot or a different brand, you can attach them right to the receiver. This one also has an over travel stop. It also has a cocking indicator inside the trigger guard. That's standard on all the 930 Mossberg. So a synthetic stock. This one has a cheek piece to co-witness the sight. There again, 24 rounds. It has the muzzle brake. It's another open division shotgun, so pretty nice package. This is the standard 930 JM competition gun. I've got it in pieces here to show you basically how it works, so we'll get back to that in just a second. This would be a standard JM. This one holds 9 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, so it's a 10-round semi-automatic. They also make the JM model with an 8-shot capacity in the magazine and 1 in the chamber for 9 rounds total. They all come with the oversized knurled cocking handle. All the JMs come with the trigger stop and the synthetic stocks and the barrel band and a fiber optic front sight. So as you pull it out of the box, this is what it looks like. A few years ago, I had an invite to go to the Mossberg factory, talk to some of the engineers, and go over what they perceived that I needed on a tactical or competition shotgun. To give you a quick overview of what we've done and what we changed from a standard field gun. This is a regular 930 field gun. It's got a smaller safety, smaller charging handle. The bottom of the receiver is not beveled. The trigger does not have an over travel stop on it. So one of the big things again for a shotgun used in the tactical division is how easy it is going to load. So paid a lot of attention here to the receiver on the bottom. You notice it's beveled out on the sides. It also, they moved the front cut here a little bit closer to where the shell stop is, so it doesn't take as much finger travel to get it past the shell stop. They also shortened the hand guard so it doesn't get in the way. They put an over travel stop on the trigger. They put a proprietary treatment on the hammer and the sear. Oversized charge handle, oversized safety. Still drill and tap for a scope mount or electronic sight or whatever you like to put there. So they paid attention and they really made some improvements that made the 930 very suitable for competition. I've got a 930 here disassembled to some extent. What I'm going to show you is basically how the gun operates, the big parts it has in it, and just kind of go through it with you. I've taken the magazine extension off and the magazine spring out. So what I'm going to do, of course, it's empty, totally empty. We'll go ahead and pull the barrel assembly out. So what we have on the barrel assembly is relatively few parts, and also the parts that you do see are relatively lightweight, and that means a lot to the shooter because all this mechanism has to reciprocate with every shot. So the less mass you have reciprocating, the less recoil sensation the shooter is going to feel, and also the gun is going to cycle faster. So that's a good thing to have as a fast cycling semi-automatic shotgun. Another key feature that I like is the piston itself stays in the cylinder during the firing sequence. So I'll show you that in just a second. They also put a proprietary coating on the piston, the magazine tube, and also the hammer and the sear. So it reduces the trigger pull a few pounds, or should I say about a pound, over the standard gun just with that coating. We'll go ahead and pull the bolt assembly out. Just pull the charge handle, reach in, get the release, pull the bolt out. Okay, so we're pretty much disassembled right here. What I like about this assembly is that you notice the link here is of heavy material. Other shotguns, this is the weak point of them. The Mossberg, this is their strong point. So bolt assembly is pretty much standard. One lug locks on the top barrel extension. Pretty simple operation, and that's what I like about it. There's few parts, and they're all simple, and they're all relatively large for what they do. So the longevity of the product is there. But what I want to show you, I'm going to reassemble the gas system for you right quick to give you an idea actually of how short of a stroke it is for this gun to function. We put the piston back in the cylinder. Go ahead and reattach it to the mag. Get everything lined up. Okay. So when it's reassembled, this gas system doesn't reciprocate but this distance that you see right here to the receiver. So every time you fire a shot, the piston comes out this far. And the big thing here, guys, is this piston stays in the cylinder the whole time. I don't think you'll ever break a gas ring on a 930 Mossberg. I've shot mine I don't know how many thousands of times, and I've never broken a gas ring or had any failure whatsoever on these parts. And it's all made out of lightweight material. This is actually a plastic, and this is an alloy. So the reciprocating mass is relatively light, and it lets the gun function even faster. So as you can see, when it fires, this whole assembly just travels right there, which is about not even 3/4 of an inch. So that imparts enough energy into the bolt mechanism, and it will cycle and pick up the next round and do what it has to do. So it's a very fast action. It's very simple. Simple is good, fast is even better. So when you get this thing out on the range, it's going to be apparent how fast the gun cycles and how crisp it is from the recoil from shot to shot. I've got Lena here with me today. She's going to show you her JM Pro Series gun that she has fixed up for TAC Ops Division. So Lena, show us what you're doing with your JM model.
Okay, so this is my competition shotgun. I've been shooting it for quite a few years, and I really enjoyed it. Right here we have a stock shotgun. So I'm just going to really go through and show you the differences that I have on mine. This one right out of the box is ready for competition, so these are just really enhancements that I prefer, personal preference. So on my shotgun, I have the high-vis front sight. I have the X-Rail mag extension, which brings my capacity up to 10 and 1. I have a welded up or extended loading gate. I really like this because in the stock models, see this little U right here? It really just eats my thumb off. My thumb fits right in there and my thumb gets caught a lot. So this is something that is pretty much a must-have on any shotgun that I shoot. And also, when these guns come out of the box, they already have beveling, which makes it a lot easier for loading. I can't tell you how much easier it makes it compared to just a stock one that has the straight edges. Another great feature that comes on the gun already are the oversized safety and bolt release and bolt handle. It's easy when you're running a stage and you're trying to hurry, it's easier access to it. And also another thing that I've added is this little thing called the match saber. And I'll just demonstrate it with a dummy shell. You clip a shell in, and it's for if you're shooting and you accidentally go to bolt lock back and you need to quickly throw a shell in, you can just slide it in and close your chamber, and then you're ready to go again. And that's about all I've done to mine.
It's pretty good right out the box.
It is.
So what Lena was doing to hers is just, she likes these enhancements. Maybe it gives a little edge and a confidence builder. But anyway, same basic model, same internal parts, same buttstock, same recoil pad. So I guess next what we have to do is talk about our timer. We've got our standard Pro Shot timer here. Well, this is actually a pack timer. But anyway, it's electronic timer. It records everything that we do on the range. It'll record the first shot, the last shot, the reaction time. So we're going to head out to the range. Lena and I are going to take these 930s out. We've got a table full of guns. We've got a bunch of ammunition, so we need to head out to the range and make some noise. We finally made it out on the range. We've got Lena here. She's got her 930 JM Mossberg shotgun. I've got my electronic timer. As you can see downrange, we have a plate rack. So what Lena's going to do for us on the timer, she's going to react and shoot the plate rack left to right for a total time. So let's see what Lena can do. It's all up to you. Whenever you're ready, give me a nod. Shooter ready. Stand by. Wow, 206 total time. First shot 7100ths. So she averaged a 2700, a 28, a 27, a 27, and a 26. Pretty good average, right at a quarter of a second per target. Not bad.
There we go.
But I think I can do it better. Let's see what we can do.
So I went down range and reset everything, and he feels that he can beat me at this, so he's going to try and give that a shot.
All right, got 6 rounds.
Shooter ready? Stand by. Well,
Tell me about it, young lady.
okie dokie. A first shot of .61, a total time of 1:45.
Oh, let's go take a look at them. 19, a 17, a 15, a 15, and an 1800 splits. So,
I guess that'll do.
let's do a little math right quick, if we're such a math person. Okay, we went over the timer again. The first shot was 6100ths, and the total time was 1:45, so that's 84?
Yep.
84 100ths of a second from the first to the last shot to shoot a plate rack. So 6 rounds, 8400ths, JM Mossberg, no big deal. But let's move on to something a little faster. Okay guys, we're going to do what we call a legal start position for a competition. And what that means to the competitor, the buttstock has to touch the belt and the front of the muzzle has to be about eye level. So this would be a legal start position. So I'm just going to crank out a couple of single shot drills. We'll do it 3 times for a total. See what we're doing here. All right, Lene. Give me a run.
Shooter ready? Stand by. .45.
45, all right.
Shooter ready? Stand by. .44.
44, all right. Let's see if we can go a little faster, all right?
Shooter ready? Stand by. Ooh, .35.
35. Okay, we went from 35 to about 45, so not bad. Don't go to sleep. We're going to make it a little bit hotter. We're going to take it up to 14 rounds. We'll go ahead and load this gun up to max and see how fast we can put 14 rounds on target. Hey guys, I've got my open division shotgun here, and what that means to the competitor is an open division gun, you can put as much ammo in it as possible. The way this one is fixed up, it'll hold 14 rounds. It has a muzzle brake, which is perfectly legal in the open division. It has an optical sight, so if you want to shoot slugs at distance. And it's got a speed shoot here to do speed load. So it's fixed up and it's ready to play. So I've got 14 rounds in it. And on the timer, we're going to go ahead and crank out on that piece of steel and see how long it takes or how short of a time it takes to put 14 rounds on target from the first to the last shot. Here we go.
Shooter ready? Stand by.
Ooh. Whoa, that was fun. Okay guys, that was 14 shots on target and a 199. I know what you're thinking, that's kind of boring. Show me something better. So if 14 is on target is good, 24 on target has to be better. So I've upgraded here. I got an X-rail on it. This whole thing, when it's topped off, holds 24 rounds. So it's an open division gun, has the muzzle brake, the optical sight. It's ready to rock and roll. It's Mossberg through and through. So let's just go ahead and see if we can burn 24 rounds on target. All right. Here we go. Don't count. Just keep shooting. Here we go. Let's do it.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Always save one for seed. The total time to fire 23 rounds on target was a 4.30 hundredths of a second, and the first shot was a 57 hundredths, so that comes out at about a 373 100ths of a second to fire 23 rounds on target. And if you do the math on that, it's about 16 hundredths per split. It started off pretty good, and I got a little choppy, and it finished up pretty good. So that was 16 hundredths of a second per shot for for 23 rounds. Well, let's move on to something bigger and better.
I have these 7 poppers. The one in the very center is an activator. When I knock it over, it's going to fling a clay bird into the air. My goal is to shoot the first 4 poppers, flip my gun over, grab 2 off my belt while the clay is in the air, load 2, flip my gun back over, hit the clay, and finish off the poppers.
Sounds pretty good. You want to do it?
I do.
Here we go. Shooter ready. Stand by. All right. Total time, 4.78 hundredths of a second. Very nice. Let's go back to the reload. It actually took you 2.35 100ths of a second to throw 2 rounds in the gun and get back on target, so nicely done. Good performance.
Thank you. What I'm going to be demonstrating now is how to load your shotgun. Tried a lot of different ways, but this is the best way out there to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at port of arms, come up, break 1 shot, flip my gun over, grab 2 off my belt, load 2, flip my gun back over, and break another shot on target. We'll see what kind of time we can do that in. Okay.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
There we go. Let's see what that is.
That's pretty wicked. The first shot was a .46. Total time was a 2:45. So your reload was a 1.99 100ths of a second. Flip the shotgun over, get 2 in and back on target. That's pretty stellar right there.
Yeah. So I loaded those last 2 shells in about a 199. So I'm going to do pretty much the same sequence by flipping my gun over, but except I'm going to load 4 shells instead of just 2, and we're going to see what kind of time I can do that in.
Whenever you're ready. Shooter ready. Stand by.
There you go. That looks
Very
pretty
nice.
good.
Nicely done. First shot of 47. The last shot was a 325, and a total time to load 4 shells by hand was a 2.78 hundredths of a second. Excellent run. Lena just did a reload of 4 rounds. I've got an open division gun, and what's the difference is the speed loader. In the open division, you're allowed to use a loader of any size or any shape. This one holds 4 rounds. So what I'm going to do on the timer is come up and pop around on target, grab the loader with my left hand, do a load, and see how fast it is. Here we go. All right.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
All right. We managed to capture that one on tape. That was a 139 for the reload. 0.6 for the first shot. Actual shot to shot was a 1.38 hundredths of a second. The total time was a 198. So we reacted, made a shot, and reloaded 4. Got back on target in under 2 seconds. So the actual time of the reload was a 138. All right, I got my open Mossberg shotgun. I've got about 8-9 rounds in it. Got a bunch of targets downrange. What I'm going to do is shoot 4 pepper poppers, do a reload of 4 rounds, shoot 4 pepper poppers, do another reload of 4 rounds, and then get on that 18 by 24 target and just wear it out. So there's nothing wrong with a lot of shooting, and we got a lot of targets. So let's see what that might look like. Okay, Lena, here we go. Ready?
Shooter ready. Stand by.
All right, nothing like a lot of shooting at one time.
I think that'll do.
That was kind of fun. Let's take a look at the reloads here. We had a 167 reload, and forgot where I was now. Let me go back through that again. We had a 167, a 144 reload, and then we just wore the last target out. We shot 17 and 619, 17 rounds and 6.19 100ths of a second, 2 reloads, so that's kind of fun. Okay, we got our test targets downrange. We got our traditional can of corn. We got a couple cans of shaved cream. Got the 930 Mossberg. I've loaded it with some reduced recoil, frangible, non-toxic, lead-free projectiles. In Louisiana, we're really concerned about lead-free products, so this is one. Mainly the reason I'm using it, it's 5/8 of an ounce and it's doing over 1,600 feet a second. So on that volunteer cans of corn, it ought to look pretty good. So we're going to start on the left target. 1 can of corn, 2 shaved cream, 1 can of corn, and let's see what that looks like. Here we go. Oh, kind of crippled the last one. Let's take a look at it. As you can see, a frangible slug is pretty good stuff. We're going to look for our dispersion radius here. And right here, we talked earlier about being careful when you do this. This is actually a piece of can off that corn. So it came back almost to where we were standing shooting. So let's take a look closer, see what we can come up with. I really don't know where the shaved cream cans went. I haven't seen a piece of them yet. We've got a good pattern here. It dispersed pretty good. You can see this 1 can of corn just couldn't take it. It had a pretty good dispersion there. And this one, I just ripped it on the edge, so I shot a little bit low. That's what happens when you actually start to admire your own work. Your accuracy falls off. So the only thing I do see from the shaved cream is this little lid right here, and other than that, the shaved cream has totally departed the range. So I think I've got something bigger and better though. Let's see what's else in the buggy. Okay, we got our trusty Mossberg, we got our frangible slug, 5/8 of an ounce, doing about 1,620 feet a second. We've got a 5-pound can of white hominy. So we try to stay in the corn family as much as possible. So I'm gonna try to put this right through that seam of that can, about 3 inches off the bottom. If I could get it into the gun, it'll happen even easier, so. Okay, keep your eyes on the can. There we go, 1 can, 1 slug. And it's snowing. That was good. That was pretty good. It shot it up for a ways. You heard it coming down? It sleets here kind of often. Our radio dispersion is great. We have it way back here.
I got hit back here.
It was coming down. It's down here, here. Okay, we're everywhere. Let's go down there and actually see what we did. So we have it back about 20 yards. So that's a pretty effective shot. We got it dispersed way over there. It's another 20 yards that way. We've got it way over here, and we got some over here and over here. Got some over here. Got some over here, and over here, and over here, and over here, and over here. I think this is about as far as it went. is right here, so maybe even further. So anyway, we're a good 20 yards here, and we're a good 20 yards everywhere. So, let's see if we can find the can, see what it looks like. Oh yeah. So that's what's left of the can. We actually did hit it just about 2 inches off the bottom, right on the seam, so it had a good whack. And you can see by the dispersion, it shot it in about a 360-degree pattern, so pretty good performance out of a 12-gauge slug. Here we go, one can, one slug. This is going to be the great potato shoot of 13. Lena and I are going to shoot these potatoes. We have these professional potato chunkers behind us. We're going to get them out in the air and see if we can pop them before they hit the ground. So I've got about a dozen rounds in my gun. Lena's got 9 or 10, so we're going to make it happen. Lena's going to lead off, and we're just going to take turns. All right, here we go. Here we go, Lena.
Will we?
There you go, Lena.
12.
Higher, higher. Give me another one. Higher. One more. Give me another one. Give me another one. I got one bullet.
Wait a minute.
One bullet, Bubba. Straight up, straight up. All right. Had 5 potatoes get away from us, so we're going to shoot these potatoes once again. We hate to waste any produce here. We've got 5 potatoes, and then we'll do something else. All right, guys, put them up there.
You know, it's been a really long, hot summer day out here in Louisiana, so I think we should really cool off and maybe make it snow a little bit. Whoa! That won't make it snow.
So there it is, guys. Snow in the summer. Just got to make your own. Okay, guys, we're back with our 12-gauge slug. We got that Remington frangible 5/8 of an ounce at 1,600 feet a second. We've got 5 2-liter cheap diet drinks downrange. That's about all they're good for. We got them frozen, so we're going to rip through them and see what they look like. We're going to start on the left and go to the right. Here we go. Yeah. Let's take a look at them. Not too bad. You saw the slugs had pretty good effect on some of them. Hit these pretty center. There you can see they shot through the center pretty good. They might have actually acted better if they would have been liquid, so I don't know if it was better to freeze them or not. But anyway, that gives you an idea what a 12-gauge slugs does to a 2-liter bottle. So what do you think, guys? The 930 can rock and roll. Gives you an idea how fast of a platform this is. Been shooting these Mossbergs for about 2.5 years. I have nothing but praise for them. So this open division gun, the way it's set up, leaves nothing to be desired in open division. You can see by the fast reloads and the rapid fire. And Lena actually pulled off a couple of good reloads. Tell us about your reloads there, what you saw there.
They were impressive. they were that. But like I was saying earlier, the beveling in the shotgun is such a huge advantage. It's a real must-have if you do plan on reloading fast.
Very nice. One thing about the 12 gauge platform, guys, there's probably more ammunition available in 12 gauge variety-wise than any other caliber out there for a shotgun. So if you have one of these, you can do a lot of fun stuff with it.
Like shooting potatoes out of the air, or making it snow in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. But anyway, if you find yourself bored, you can do all these things. But also, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Miculek.com. Our next episode is going to be on the Chiappa Rhino revolver. We've got a lot of requests for that. I'm going to see if I can dig up a couple of them. Maybe we can make them rock and roll and see how they do. Thank you very much.